Hello and welcome to Channel England Football. My name's Gary and today it's finally arrived. Gareth Southgate's announced his squad for the Euros. Or wait, or has he? You know, obviously it's changed. It's been a bit of an anticlimax, if I'm honest with you. Obviously, we've all been waiting for weeks and weeks and weeks, thinking today was going to be the day he announces his final squad. But obviously, with these European finals coming up, he's decided to go with what initially everyone thought was going to be 30, but then all of a sudden he's put 33, which is fine. I'll come on to that in a minute, but let's get straight into this one. And yeah, I'll give you my thoughts on this squad. Okay, before we get started, please like and subscribe to the channel. Again, this is a channel dedicated to the England national team. So please comment below, let me know your thoughts and get involved. Right then, getting straight into it, we're going to look at his squad. So I'm going to put all the squad up here next to me now. I'm not going to go through all 33 players. Everyone's had a good look at them already by now. But obviously we're going to start to look at who are the clear omissions, who are some surprise inclusions, maybe maybe not, and who I think's who may or may not be included in that final 26-man squad. So straight away, some key omissions. Let's go through them. So there's no Danny Ings, no Patrick Bamford, no Tammy Abraham, no Eric Dyer, no Wan-Bissaka, no James Maddison, no James Tarkowski. Tomori's not in, and I've put her down Hudson-Odoi as well. So some key players there. The big one for me, or the big couple there for me, is probably Eric Dyer and Wan-Bissaka. Two players that any other year... let me scrap that. Wan-Bissaka any other year would get in this squad. Eric Dyer, for obvious reasons, hasn't. But it is a surprise that he's not included. And a lot of fans will actually be of two opinions. That some people will be saying, what on earth are you on about? Of course it's not a surprise, isn't it? He's had an awful season. Or he's not played much, or he's not played very well. But there's another half of fans who have actually been saying, or have expected to see Eric Dyer in this squad. And you can see why. Southgate has trusted him, he's liked him, he's got on well with him, he plays in that position that's key, he's flexible, he's never let England down, he had a great World Cup, he's a good squad member to apparently have in the dressing room. So many people, particularly with Henderson and Phillips picking up those injuries as well, many people expected Dyer to be included in this squad. I'm happy he isn't. Let me get that clear. We're not happy. I don't want to be happy because a player isn't included, but I'm glad he isn't, because I feel like it'd have taken up a space that's more valid for somebody else. But at the same time, I was surprised that Southgate didn't pick him. And I think, though, this just shows, again, how brilliant Southgate is. And he's brave at making those decisions. Go back to when Southgate first took over England. The first thing he did was take Rooney out of that team. And I think, there's a few other players that were coming towards the end of their careers, and he's the one who almost said, no, your time's done and I'm going to bring in these players. He's given lots of players international debuts. He's not afraid to pick players who are on form. And he's done that. You can't moan at Southgate for his squad selection. Sorry. And I think the 33, let me get this straight, the 33 is brilliant. It's a fantastic idea. Now, I know I said at the beginning of this video it was a bit of an anticlimax, and it was. Obviously, we was all waiting for this 26-man squad to be announced. But let's be honest, it is a brilliant idea that he's done. We have got these European finals, not we, but English clubs have got these European finals coming up this week. Got Manchester United tomorrow night, and then Man City, Chelsea at the end of this week. Now, that is representing 12 or 13 players for England. And those 12 or 13 players within their squads are almost first team. They are some of the key players that are going to be in this squad. Now, what Southgate's done here is giving himself and the players and everyone else the breathing space, and it's completely valid. It's genius. He's taking the pressure off himself. He's giving himself that extra time. He will know, make no mistake, he knows his 26-man squad now. What he is waiting for is that final whistle. That final whistle in the Champions League final, once Man United, Chelsea and Man City have all played, hopefully, please all pray, that they've all come through with no injuries. He will know at that full-time whistle who his 26-man squad is. What he's doing here is allowing himself cover for any injuries, anything that goes wrong, basically, between now and then. And he's allowing himself to get all these players together, get them all involved and feel like part of a squad before it even starts. I think he's already had a conversation with a lot of these players. I think a lot of these players will already know how likely it is whether they're going to be picked in the 26-man squad. So, I think it's brilliant. I really do think it's a brilliant idea. And well done Southgate. You know, as much as I was disappointed in terms of, you know, I want to see that final squad, get my teeth into it, start to get thinking about starting 11s and things like that. But I think this is the right move at the right time. So well done Southgate once again. You know, with the media and the players, is spot on, absolutely spot on. So just looking then at some key omissions. So the big things over social media and people I've been talking to. The big issues people have with players being missing out is Wan-Bissaka and I would say Patrick Bamford, and probably Maddison as well, and Tomori. These are key players that I think a lot of people would have included in their squads. I'll go on to Bamford first. I think, you know, he's had a fantastic season with Leeds. He's the second highest English goal scorer in the Premier League. He is obviously done enough to warrant an inclusion in the English squad. However, and he will say however, look at the options Southgate has got. Something has to give, you know, and ultimately we play with one striker. Now the likelihood is of any of those other strikers, you know, Calvert-Lewin, Ollie Watkins, whoever, the likelihood of any of them getting any sort of substantial amount of minutes is slim. It really is slim. Now, there is an argument to say that, you know, he is the goals, because I think on my last video, when you're looking at all these attacking options, we've got, you know, your Fodens, your Sterlings, your Rashfords, they don't actually score, you know, an awful lot of goals between them. You know, they're all struggling to meet the double figures, and obviously Kane's way out in front. So Bamford arguably is another goal scorer, but you know, when you look at Calvert-Lewin, he's had a great season. He's obviously been scoring goals. You know, Watkins can, and it's just something has to give. Something really does have to give. And, you know, same with Ings as well. You can't take 6 or 7 strikers. We only play with one striker up front anyway. Kane is likely to play all the games. If we've got 10 minutes to go, no one's going to moan if he brings Calvert-Lewin on. It's as simple as that. So where would Bamford fit in? You know, it's obviously disappointing. You think, what more does he have to do? But ultimately, you know, he's got to force his way in. I think going back 18 months, Grealish isn't getting in a 33-man squad. If you go back, if England fans really think Grealish was never picked in squads, you know, Southgate clearly didn't fancy him, but he's forced his way in for his performances. And a lot of people will be screaming at him now saying, well, what more does Bamford have to do? But, you know, if he has another season like he does, or, you know, starts off next season like he does, I guarantee he'll be in those England squads. He will. But, you know, I think over the season and the form and the option, the different option that Calvert-Lewin offers from an aerial threat, I think, you know, no one can moan at Southgate for picking what he has picked, and it's just so unlucky for Bamford, and it just shows you, you know, these players that are missing out, your Wan-Bissakas, your Maddisons, your Bamfords, you even to some extent, you know, your Tammy Abrahams, who's I think Chelsea's top goal scorer this season still, you know, your Tomori's, you know, it just shows you what a squad England have got. And what a difficult decision. It's a fantastic problem to have. And something's got to give. And like we've already discussed, this squad now has to cut down by 7 players by next Tuesday. So, you know, there's going to be a lot more disappointed people. You know, initially off the top, you're going to see Ben White, Ben Godfrey, and probably Aaron Ramsdale drop out. So that's 3 out of the 7. But, you know, pick the other 4. You know, I'm struggling to pick the other 4. Before that Austria game, we've got Austria on June the 2nd, and then we've got Romania on June the 6th before we play Croatia on the 13th. You know, pick those other 4 players who you drop out. Now, I guarantee you now, everyone's going to have a different 4. I guarantee you now. So let's be honest, I am well chuffed with this 33-man squad. It's got everyone in there you'd expect to have in there. Yes, there's always going to be someone who's going to miss out, but ultimately what I'm saying to you now is whoever Gareth Southgate picks out of that 26-man squad, I will be happy with. There's quality there in all areas. I think the only thing that would upset people now is if he took 4 goalkeepers, But come on, you know, whoever he picks out of this 26-man squad, you know, it's a great squad. It is a great squad. There's plenty of options there. 7's a big number to cut out. I do honestly think these players know already who's going. I really do. I think obviously for a lot of those debutants, apart from Sam Johnston, because I think he will be the 3rd choice goalkeeper. But I think a lot of these guys will know already if they're going to be in the 26-man squad. Or not, and it's just, you know, again, I've said it before, said it again, it's a fantastic problem Southgate to have. You cannot moan it, just everyone get behind the team. You know, I'm seeing too many club loyalties, you know, people from certain clubs saying, I can't believe he's not in it, you know, Southgate's an idiot or whatever, or Pratt for not including him. I mean, come on, get a grip. We can all see, and this is my first moan on this channel, we can all see why very good players in some very good players in some key positions haven't got in, because the strength in depth is just huge, and none of us can moan. That 26-man squad is going to be a fantastic 26-man squad, so just get behind the boys. Come the summer, we're all England. Club loyalties go out the window, we're all England, so get behind the boys, get behind Southgate. He's got a, he has got a difficult decision whittling this down even more, but I think picking the 33-man is giving him a great option, is giving him that time, and it's also giving us that get out of jail card in case, we know England's luck, let's be honest, likelihood. I know Pope's already got injured, and I feel so sorry for Pope, wish him all the best, he would have clearly been in this squad, but we all know with England, how many tournaments do we go in where a key player doesn't pick up an injury? I wouldn't bet against someone picking up an injury this weekend. Let's hope not. Please, everyone, pray that this next week no one picks up an injury in those European finals. But, come on, England. Great squad. I'll be back again next week to do the final 26-man video. But, no, yeah, let's get behind the boys. So that's it for this week. Thank you very much for watching. Obviously, next week, I'll be doing a preview to the Austria game. So finally, I'm going to get to cover some games with you guys. So next week, I'm off work. So I'm going to do some previews of the games that are going to come up, do some post-match things as well. I may consider going live. That's something I may do, maybe after the game, and people, to come on and comment, see how successful that is, even if it's just for half an hour or an hour. I'll give some player ratings. But also, obviously, I'll be covering the 26-man squad that Southgate finally picks. We're really getting close now. I can't wait to cover a couple of games next week and start to make some videos related to games, finally. But thank you very much for those that are supporting the channel. I'm really enjoying this. It's great meeting new people. Again, if you're not subscribed, please do so and get involved. Please leave me a comment below. Let's try and make them positive comments. So let me know who you think maybe the 26-man is, or who you might be surprised with. But let's just put some some supportive comments for Southgate and the boys going into the tournament. Thank you very much for joining me, and please come back.